على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وصلى الله على سيد الخلق أجمعين أبا القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. My dear brothers and sisters, tonight I have been blessed to come here and speak to you about a man who has never had an equal to this day. I am here to speak to you about the man who sets an example for how a son should be in relation to his father and how a father should love his son. I am here to speak to you about Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, one of the heroes of the Battle of Karbala. When it comes to Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, I remember when I was younger, there were only two people I would associate Karbala with. Imam al-Hussein, Sayyid al-Shuhada, and his brother Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. I thought those were the two biggest heroes there. Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, for almost 200 years after the Battle of Karbala, he was considered its greatest hero after Imam al-Hussein. Because here you saw a boy whose very name teaches you a lesson. People will ask, why is he called Ali al-Akbar? The quick answer, to get the child to stop asking you. His name was Ali al-Akbar because Imam al-Hussein had a lot of sons. They were all named Ali, and he was the oldest one. Allah, so a wasted opportunity when you overlook it like that. Ali al-Akbar, you look at who his mother was and what family she was from. Yes, there's a lot of lessons to be taken out from there. And then you look at the way he died and what that did to Aba Abdullah. Because everyone remembers the arms of Abbas. You remember the arms of Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas. Everyone remembers the neck of the Rabi'. People seem to forget the chest and the heart of Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam. Ali al-Akbar, you look at his name, Ali al-Akbar, Ali, the very name Ali, where does it come from? From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. People ask, why did Imam al-Hussein like to name his sons Ali? Allah, we Shia take so many things for granted today. At that time, if you named your son Ali, or Hassan, or Hussein, that child was probably not going to survive past the age of 20, believe it or not. Because who were the people in power? You had people like Al-Hajjaj bin Yusuf al-Thaqafi. You had people like Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad. If they caught you with a name like Ali, or Hassan, or Hussein, you were finished. The Imams of Ahl al-Bayt kept naming their sons Muhammad and Ali because they wanted to show us that these are the names that are dear to us. You should not be afraid to name your son these names. Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, what's the last part of his name? Akbar. Kibriya is an adjective in the Arabic language. What does it mean? It means greatness. SubhanAllah. When we say Allahu Akbar, people have come to regard that as a joke. You believe that? Here in America, the youth, they think Allahu Akbar is a joke. They don't understand the sense of pride Allahu Akbar is supposed to give a Muslim. God is great. You know that Allahu Akbar, what it did? It stopped the people from burying their daughters. It stopped the people from worshipping the asnam. It taught the people about equality regardless of the color of your skin or of your gender. When someone says Ali al-Akbar, what does that mean? It means Ali the Great. This was a name he earned, not just a name that was given to him. Because sometimes you can give your son a name, and that name is going to have an effect on their character. Sometimes you can give your son a name, you just think it's a pretty name. You ask Google for a name. Allah, the other day I met someone in school, and he's a Muslim. He was a Sunni brother. I asked him, what's your name? He said, my name is Daniel. I said, Daniel, that's a very interesting name. He says, yeah, after Nabi Allah Daniel. I'm thinking to myself, because Nabi Allah Daniel is in the Quran so many times, and because he's mentioned in a lot of ahadith, or is it because that person didn't want someone to look at their child and say, oh, he's Arabic, he has an Arabic name. He has a name that's in the Quran. You look at Ali al-Akbar, his very name sent tremors throughout the battlefield. Ali al-Akbar, another thing that's very strange, I listen to muhadarat and I do research. A fact that people like to overlook was Ali al-Akbar's mother, Layla. Ali al-Akbar's mother, Layla, her grandfather was Abu Sufyan. You know what that means? That means Ali al-Akbar, his distant cousin was Yazid. A lot of people look at me, Sayyidina, how could you say such a thing? Yeah. Even if history. Why are you going to tell us something like this? Ali al-Akbar on the day of Ashura. Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas isn't the only one who had to make a choice. They didn't just offer Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas a chance to turn tail and join the other side. They said, Ali al-Akbar, Muawiyah used to praise you. Yazid's father Muawiyah used to say, Ali al-Akbar, he's brave like Bani Hashim, generous like Bani Umayyah, and beautiful like Bani Thaqif, because those are the three families he's connected to. Imam Ali, what does he say about your enemy when he praises you? He says, always remember that when your enemy praises you, you are above the words they're saying about you, and you are above how they hold you in their hearts. Ali al-Akbar, they came to him, they said, you're Yazid's cousin, join us. You could be the next Khalifa. The thing about Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam is they don't give you the answer once, they give it to you multiple times, so that you can learn from it. And Ali al-Akbar, he told them no, and then he reminded them again later. Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, he set an example to me, because now I look at my ummah, my community, I see the way we're treating our fathers is a little lacking, yes? Our fathers, a lot of people forget that smile you wear on your face whenever you're happy, that used to be a twinkle in your father's eye when he was a young man. Rasulullah is constantly reminding us to treat our parents with respect. Nowadays, mashallah, we see youth, they go out at night, come back in the middle of the night, and the dad doesn't even want to know where they've been. Is that what you learned from Islam? You gained from Islam only a name? You look at Ali al-Akbar, he made his father proud, not only on the day of Ashura, but in the days before it, his entire life. Then you realize just how big of a loss this was for Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Ali al-Akbar, when it comes to his personality, was magnificent. But when it comes to his appearance, subhanAllah, we say appearance doesn't matter. Where are you going to find someone where his appearance is like Ali al-Akbar? Ali al-Akbar looked exactly like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That means on the day of Ashura, those people were killing a man who looked exactly like the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Imam al-Hussein used to tell Imam al-Hasan, whenever Imam al-Hasan al-Hussein, salamullah ala mawlaya al-mujtaba wa ala sayyid al-shuhada, whenever they would miss Rasulullah, what would they do? They called for Ali al-Akbar. They say there was a man, he was a Jewish man, and he converted to Islam. He came to Imam al-Hussein. He said, I wanted to talk to you because I had this dream last night. I saw your prophet and he told me to be a Muslim, and I became a Muslim. He said, hold on one moment. Ali, come here for a second. He calls for Ali al-Akbar. He said, is this the man you saw in your dream? He says, yes, that's him. Ali al-Akbar. Don't think that Qamar Bani Hashim was just Imam al-Abbas. Imam al-Hussein was also one of the Aqmar. Imam al-Hasan was one of the Aqmar. And Ali al-Akbar was also one of the Aqmar. One of the moons of Bani Hashim. Therefore, when you look at his performance on Ashura, what do you realize? Before they got there, Imam al-Hussein was crying because he had a dream, considering what would happen. And Ali al-Akbar tells him, my father, are we not on the right path? He says, yes, my son, we are on the right path. He says, that's good. Because now we've been certain we're on the right path. Now we're doubly certain. Imam al-Hussein tells him, you are a boy unlike which the world has never seen before. Imam al-Hussein on the day of Ashura, when his companions were shredded across that battlefield, you have heroes like Habib ibn Mudahir, like John the Abyssinian, and many other companions. They're shredded, their bodies are all over the battlefield. And Imam al-Hussein, he said goodbye to each and every one of them. Wallahi, what kind of a friend is that? Think about how we treat our friends. Would any of your friends do that for you? Imam al-Hussein kissed all of their cheeks. After that, he's lost his Ansar. He calls out, Ela min Nasr and Yansuruni. The first of Bani Hashim was Ali al-Akbar. Ali al-Akbar, that morning, he came up and he called out the adhan. Wallah, the women of Bani Hashim, the women of Rasulullah's family, they were all crying because this is the last time we're going to hear Ali al-Akbar give the adhan in his beautiful voice. And you see someone who looks like Rasulullah giving the adhan, what does that make you think? It reminds you of Rasulullah. It reminds you of everything you stand for. Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, when he tells his father, I want to fight, Imam al-Hussein didn't try to argue with him, didn't try to hold him back. Because you know a father, when they lose their son, it's a loss unlike anything you could ever imagine. May Allah bless all of you and prevent you from ever losing a son like this. Because Ali al-Akbar, when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he used to hold Hussein to his chest. Imam al-Hussein, when he looks at his son Akbar, he remembers his grandfather. Ali al-Akbar, when he tells his father, it's time for me to go, his father embraces him and he starts crying. And when he starts crying, they both fall to the ground on their knees. Imam al-Hussein knows, I have to give up Akbar. Zayn al-Abidin, you think Zayn al-Abidin, he was just okay with losing a brother like this? Wallah, some of our ulama have gone so far as to say, Ali al-Akbar was a ma'soom. And had he lived past the battle of Karbala, he would have been an imam, and so would his brother have, like Hassan and Hussein alayhi salam. Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam, when he comes out onto that battlefield, I tell you, he gives his answer twice. They told him, are you an Umayyi or a Hashimi? Choose your side. He said first, no, I'm a Hashimi. Then on that battlefield, he reminded him of his answer. He reminded him why my name is Ali, why my name is Akbar. Ali al-Akbar tore through them one by one. People say, was he on a horse? Some people say yes, some people say no. But can you imagine a man as young as Ali al-Akbar, 200 armored soldiers come towards him, and he finished them all off? Wallah, say he earned the name Akbar? Yes, he did earn the name Akbar. But Ali al-Akbar, he comes back to the tent and he's tired. May Allah grant you all the ziyarah of Iraq for those of you who haven't been. Because you know the sun of Iraq, you know the sun? It doesn't just come down on your skin, it beats down on your skin. It renders you completely useless, it slows you down, it makes you feel weak. Ali al-Akbar comes back and he says, my father, the thirst of Karbala is killing me. Imam al-Hussein sticks out his tongue, he says, my son, put your tongue against mine. Ali al-Akbar is shocked, he says, my father, your tongue is drier than mine. He says, my son, now is not the time to be thinking about water. Go say goodbye to your mother Layla, get an opportunity to see her one last time. He goes back to Layla. And Layla, she can't believe what's happening around her. That the people would be willing to kill a son of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ali al-Akbar returns to that battlefield. And slowly they begin to overpower him. Ali al-Akbar, I've read so many different ahadiths about how he died. But the one that hurts me the most is that when he falls off his horse at one point in the battle, they say soldiers came around him and two grabbed him. One grabbed his left arm, one grabbed his right arm. And a third took a spear and drove it right into his heart. Ali al-Akbar calls out to his father, Ya Aba Abdullah, Assalamu alayka ya Sayyidi ya Mawlaya ya Aba Abdullah. And at that point, what's happening to Imam al-Hussein's tender heart? Imam al-Hussein sees what they're doing to his son, they're hacking him to bits. He comes to his son, he runs out on that horse, and he throws himself from that horse. This next part, I apologize to Sayyida Fatima al-Zaharah, because I know it breaks her heart if she can hear me. They say Imam al-Hussein, he comes next to the body of his son Akbar, and he sees his arm is on his chest. He removes the arm and he sees that spear. He calls out, say he faces Najaf and he calls out, oh my father, Amir al-Mu'mineen, Allah gave you the strength to unhinge the door at Khaybar. Tell me, where does a father find the strength to remove a spear from his son's heart? Imam al-Hussein, he's laying there and he's crying by the body of his son. And the enemy army is cheering. We've killed someone who looks exactly like Rasulullah. We've killed someone who acts exactly like Rasulullah. We've broken the heart of the son of Fatima al-Zaharah. Imam al-Hussein calls out for the Hashimiyin. He says, help me. Ali al-Akbar, it's too difficult for me to carry him. No father can carry the body of their son once they die. When Bani Hashim return Ali al-Akbar to the tents, his body is in pieces. He's ripped apart like a flower. They bring him into that tent and they show his mother Layla. And his mother Layla just keeps weeping and weeping and weeping. After the battle of Karbala, Layla returns to Medina. And what does she do? She says, I want the ceiling of my house removed. Why, mistress? Why would you want the ceiling of your home removed. She says, because I remember what the sun did to my son Akbar, the heat of Karbala, and I don't think I deserve to live in the shade. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون وسيعلمن الذين ظلموا آل محمد أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. رحم الله المتقين. Brothers and sisters, raise your hands in dua with me. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. اللهم بحق محمد وآل محمد. We have brothers and sisters in Iraq who have lost their sons in protection of that holy shrine of Imam al-Hussein and his son Ali al-Akbar. Ya Allah, we have people in Iraq who cannot defend themselves from the heat of its sun. Ya Allah, bihaq Muhammad wa al Muhammad, grant us the shafa'ah of our master Ali al-Akbar alayhi salam. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammad wa alihi al-tayyibin al-tahirin.